Throughout most of my life, I have been afraid of trying to be creative. The thought of trying something new and not being good at it used to really scare me. I would let this fear of judgment from others or judgment from myself prevent me from trying new things, trying new hobbies, or learning new skills, and it's really held me back. If that type of mindset is something that you can relate to, then I want to share how and why you should try and let go of that fear. I've just finished reading Austin Kleons' book, Show Your Work, and it's been a great inspiration to me that's allowed me to try and push for that creativity and start something new and accept that it won't be perfect, but to still enjoy the process anyway. In this video, I just want to go over some of my key takeaways from that book and share how they've helped me start this creative journey. The first and probably most impactful part of the book that I want to talk about is the section titled, You Don't Have to Be a Genius. There were so many great little bits of information in this section that really made a big impact for me because again, my main fear was being bad at something or starting a creative process and being an amateur or beginner. So this kind of talks about why you don't have to fear being a beginner. And the first lesson in this section is that creativity isn't reserved to the lone genius. So you can draw inspiration from others and give inspiration back. You can have ideas that are inspired by others. And, that is still a form of creativity. You don't have to be this genius that gets the light bulb go off in your head and then you suddenly know what you want to make or create. You can draw inspiration from others, see what others are doing, and make something of your own because of that. And then when you're making that thing, you're contributing it back into that community. So I've done that a lot with creating this YouTube channel. I draw inspiration from others that I'm watching, create my own versions, I guess, and then put it back out there for hopefully for others to do the same. So my next big takeaway from this section of the book was to embrace being an amateur and to try and be comfortable with learning in front of others. Now, that is something that used to scare the shit out of me, and I would hate trying to do that. But reading this book has really inspired me to give that a go, to be a bit more vulnerable, and to accept that being an amateur or being a beginner is part of the process. And sharing that is hopefully going to inspire others or even inspire myself to keep going. And the last bit of inspiration I took from this section was that you can't find your voice if you don't use it. So you can't become good at something if you never start. You can't figure out how you want to create YouTube videos if you never create a video. You can't get good at a hobby if you don't start that hobby. So very obvious, but still hearing it explained the way that Austin explains it was really beneficial and really motivating to me. And it's what has pushed me to want to keep creating these videos. The second big takeaway I had from this book was from the section titled Think Process, Not Product. This was really valuable to me because again, my fear of creating mainly stemmed from the fact that I was going to produce something that was not good. And this mindset shift tries to get you to think about the process of whatever endeavor you're chasing rather than the outcome. So for me, these videos, I've got to think about the process of trying to get better, getting better lighting, better audio, better scripting, or whatever it is, and not worry about the actual product or the outcome of it. So this helps you really focus on just growing and seeing what you can do better rather than only focusing on the outcome, which usually for me would lead to me not wanting to do anything again, because if I focus on the outcome of something I was just starting, it was usually bad. So thinking process, not product, was a big takeaway for me. The final section I want to talk about is titled Teach What You Know. This part also really inspired me because it kind of goes hand in hand with the first part, which is you don't have to be a genius. And so it just is talking about teaching what you already know and sharing that. This is why I want to create videos regarding personal development, because it's something I at least know a bit about because I've been trying to work on it for a few years now. Another great thing about teaching what you know or teaching something that you are interested in or have a passion for is that when you run out of things to teach, you have to learn more. So that's why I've kind of made a commitment to doing that on this channel. It's because as soon as I run out of things to teach that I feel like I have a good understanding of, I'm going to have to learn more, which means going to have to read more books, going to have to watch a lot more educational content and try to improve my own life before I can share more. All right, so those were just a quick few takeaways that I had from the book, Show Your Work. And it's really helped me to push to try and do some different creative endeavors and just enjoy the process and not the outcome. If you're someone that's struggling with that fear of getting started, then I highly recommend reading the book. And I hope that it gives you a bit of inspiration to get started. Thanks for watching, guys.